Hey, how's it going everybody? AnyPride here and making a little bit of a different style video today. Normally, I just make a comment in passing on a topic like this on one of my videos, but I think this is a major problem that needs addressing, so I'm going to bring attention to it first and then talk about it for a while, as is my usual style. It's not a bash video, just pointing out bugs in a game I love, and it certainly does affect me, so I definitely want it to get fixed as soon as possible. But I will say, replay corruption triggers me deeply, and that's why I'm making a video about it. I can remember it being an off and on problem on Shogun 2, then on Rome 2, and then very briefly for Attila. And it really sucks for players who like to go into a battle after you played it and rewatch it in cinematic mode, but it especially sucks for YouTube content creators because we're reaching a wide audience of people, and if replays aren't working properly, we simply can't make good videos, and you guys can't watch those good videos. So, for those who don't know, replay corruption simply means that the battle does not play out the same in the replay as it did in the real battle. Sometimes it's a very slight difference that's hardly noticeable, sometimes there's a massive issue with the replay. Usually it's massive, unfortunately, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I will say, Total War Warhammer replays have been awesome for me since launch, which is great, except I just confirmed tonight that Siege Battle replays in general, in both custom and multiplayer, are broken, and I don't think this is a new problem, unfortunately. So, I guess it's a good thing I don't do a lot of Siege videos on this game. Otherwise, making videos would be a hell of a lot harder than it is now. But then again, maybe the problem would already have been fixed by now if I had somehow brought attention to it before today. So just to give you some context, the nighttime siege is the real live battle. The daytime siege is the replay of that exact same battle. That's a common thing in replays. Don't worry about that. The lighting or weather effects do change occasionally from battle to replay, so that's not a problem. But just a couple of things you should pay attention to in this gameplay so that you can see the replay is indeed corrupt. Number 1, the Marauder out front has 33 men remaining in the unit at the end of the battle. The same Marauder unit in the replay is going to have 26 men left. In the real live battle, the last section of wall I shoot at has 91% damage onto it when I run out of ammo in my hell cannons. In the replay, it only has 85% damage onto it by the time I run out of ammo. And in the live battle, my very last hell cannon shot hits the Vampire Lord in the face, who is literally flying in a different spot along with the Terrorgeist than where they are flying in the replay. And because of that, in the replay, my last hell cannon shot completely whiffs him, just completely misses. So, some of these things might not sound like a very big deal, right? That probably happens all the time in replays without us noticing. Wrong. I want to be very clear for a second. This is not an issue for normal multiplayer or custom battle replays. I can't speak for everybody on Earth, of course, but at least for me and the major content creators for Total War, my multiplayer and custom battle replays play out perfectly to the letter every single time in regular land battles, no matter how big they get. I'm talking about super specific stuff playing out the exact same. For example, let's say 5 minutes, 25 seconds into a replay, a Slayer uses a very specific diving attack animation to behead the Savage Orc he's fighting, and then he bumps into a couple other guys along the way, knocking them over. That kind of level of specificity playing out correctly from the normal battle over to the replay, no matter how many times I watch that replay. Now, I have seen some nonsense from people on TW forums dismissing replay corruption over the years. They say stuff like, no replay can ever truly play out correctly, and that the replay system can only keep track of orders the players give it, because if it was keeping track of more complex stuff, the file sizes of replays would be too large. But this is obviously not true, because if replays literally re-rolled combat hits and misses, battles would play out completely differently every single time in the replay than how they played out in the real live battle, even when rewatching it on the same patch. So, let me just be very clear and simple here. Minor differences at the start of combat would snowball into very massive differences by the end of every single replay you tried to watch. Even animations playing out very differently, or even minor differences in animations, would be a problem, because there are some kill animations that are faster than others. For example, there's that one kind of crazy Kolek Suneater attack animation where he roars at somebody, kind of like stands over them, leers at them, and then reaches back and slams the hammer down. That's a much longer attack animation than his normal slam. So just taking 1 second, even 1 second longer to kill a unit in a replay then what happened in the real battle changes how the ending of a battle can play out, because it means a unit routes sooner, and then a flank collapses sooner, and then suddenly by the end of the replay, it's all snowballed out of control, and the ending is completely unrecognizable. You can trust me on this one. I've been recording Total War replays since Shogun 2. I've done like 500 of them now. I know what I'm talking about. So, normal land battle replays on Total War Warhammer are perfect. They are great. Era of Carthage, Turin, Oakley, and myself would not be doing consistent Total War Warhammer uploads if there was even a hint of corruption in the replay system. When Tzeentch gets his hands on a replay, make no mistake, it goes for a wild ride, and it's almost always unrecognizable when compared to the real battle. Now, I believe the replay corruption problem lies with the defending towers, but it seems bizarre to me that in a regular land battle, 5 units of peasant bowmen will always do the exact same amount of damage and kill the exact same number of models in-game and in the replay, whereas towers have different accuracy and kill rates between a siege battle and the replay of it. But clearly, I mean, you saw the Marauders. They lost more men to towers in the replay than they did in the real fight. So, I don't know. Like I said, these very small differences have a snowball effect. A unit of Marauders routes when it didn't route in the replay. It doesn't make it into combat when it should have. It doesn't take HP off the enemy. It can completely change the outcome of everything that's going on. Or even more drastically, say a Hell Cannon shot misses a wall with its last shot when it's at 99% damage in the replay. In the real game, your men poured through that breach that got opened up, but in the replay your men can't because there's no breach. The wall is still standing. It's going to seriously mess with how the battle turns out. So yeah, I don't know if I have much to offer in terms of troubleshooting what exactly the problem is, but we've had replay corruption issues before in the past that were dealt with, and if at all possible, it would be super cool if CA could fix this one as well, because you're not going to get a pixelated Apollo siege battle on Total War Warhammer if replays are completely corrupted. Well, I will say, I know the problem isn't hell cannons or manually firing them. I thought that might have been what was causing it, but I tested manual fire in a regular land battle, and the replay was literally perfect, down to the exact same spots my misses went, and the specific amount of kills each unit had. I screenshotted the replay stats and post-battle stats for both. They matched up perfectly, so I know it's not manually firing hell cannons that triggers the corruption. But beyond that, I'm really not sure. Perhaps some of you guys might know what the issue is. If you have any idea what could be causing this, please leave it in the comment section so I can take that information over to the official Total War forums and we can hopefully get it sorted out. I'm honestly kind of surprised I haven't heard anybody talk about this issue on Total War Warhammer before, but it's funny because this is what I currently do for a living, and I just now, for the first time tonight, confirmed that siege battle replays are indeed broken, or at least way more prone to corruption than regular land battle replays. I did actually notice it in a Wolfenburg siege battle I did with Oakley back in June, like a long time ago, last year, and I talked about it then, but I guess I do so few siege replays on Total War Warhammer because I don't really like some of the gameplay decisions CA used for them, that I just kind of forgot about the whole topic and didn't bring it up again until I tried this for another video that I'm making tonight, and I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? So I don't blame CA for not catching this. It definitely is a significant issue though. Battle replays are a huge marketing boon for Creative Assembly and Total War. There's almost no better way to show off the game than to get it in the hands of good YouTubers and have them make awesome videos. It's free advertising. And it's obviously a pretty important problem for people who make income from YouTube, because the videos are going to be complete crap if replays aren't playing out correctly. And it's also important for the community at large as well. You guys should be able to go in and watch a cool siege battle replay from your campaign in client without it being completely corrupt and resulting in a bunch of units who should have routed or entered combat just standing around doing nothing with half HP. That's not fun to watch when it's playing out that poorly. So I'm not sure how widespread the problem is. It would be very helpful if you guys could go into custom and multiplayer siege battles and watch the replays back when you get some free time and report to me what you find. If things are funky and weird, or vampire counts aren't crumbling, like vampire count units aren't crumbling by the end of the replay, or, for example, this is probably the best way to figure out if a replay is corrupt. If you watch the whole replay and every single unit has 0 kills in the post-battle stats for that replay, it is definitely corrupted. You'll see that in this gameplay right here. The ending is super bizarre. You're seeing full-strength skeletons that aren't crumbling whatsoever, and then the replay just ends, and every single unit in the stats will have 0 kills. So that's the best way to know that a replay is corrupt. But with your help, maybe we can narrow the problem down, and the better we troubleshoot, the faster CA can fix it, and the faster people can upload crappy Warhammer Siege battles. So thanks for your help, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video.